All right, everybody. So we are live. So this is Sean B. Bradley, President of Dealer Synergy. I'm at Chronic Chevrolet. So let's go take a look real quick of their. So they've been a client of ours. This was actually a Jim Ziegler referral. So Jim hooked it up. So this is their department. Okay, and so now we're doing the training center right over here. So we've got 5 internet coordinators. Okay, we got, by the way, we got Elise Kephart that's here. So if you see Elise, she's over here. All right, so hey Elise. Okay, so we've got the internet sales manager. Introduce yourself.
Stephen Pope.
Okay.
Kara.
Coordinator.
Coordinator.
Justin Shepard.
Internet sales manager.
Andy Lance, come service
Charlie.
desk, please. Andy Lance, come
Eva.
service desk, please.
Nancy. Coordinator.
Miss Dawn.
There we go. Okay, so what's going on over here, folks, is that we've got a domestic internet sales department that has 5 internet sales coordinators or BDC reps. They take all the inbound phone calls and they take all the internet purchase requests. And we've got 2 dedicated internet sales managers. Oh, Karen just said hello. So Karen just said hello.
Hey, Karen.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna. They said hello to you, Karen. All right, and then we also got John Luciano, who's the general sales manager at another Chevy dealership. So this is really good for him as well. All right, so now what's going on is this: is that we looked at most common objections that they're getting. So Elise is a colleague. She does what I do on the West Coast, but she's national as well. So I'd love to hear hers. So this is what we came up with over here. There's obviously the top 7 reasons why people are going online are price, convenience, I hate car salesmen, research, trade, and credit. So again, it's price, availability, convenience, I hate car salesmen, research, trade, and credit. Those are the 7 main reasons why we see that people are calling a dealership as a phone up or they're submitting an internet purchase request. However, I'm asking this particular store, and we're going to go live. Before we got on there, we started these. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to read off what you came up with so far. It's hard to get the prospect to answer the phone. You know, just get them to answer the phone. Okay, the next thing is they don't want to set specific appointment times. They want to get real specific on the car, especially, you know, truck shoppers. Can't decide when the best time to come in is. They want the drive-out price, the out-the-door price. They want to know what the down payment is. There's people that are just looking, they're like window shopping. They don't have a way to get there. Can you pick us up? Okay, credit problems, they say call back, and when you do call back, they never answer. So now, just so we're on the same page, okay, this is this store. They are in Griffin, Georgia, about 40 minutes outside of Atlanta. So for all you that are watching this in YouTube land and Facebook land, you know, this might not be your exact store, but this is their world. Now, I'm going to ask, you guys create those yourselves?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so here's how this is going to work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these, and I'm going to turn around for free for you out in Facebook world. You're going to be able to benefit from them, but the catch is this: I want you to help them as well. I mean, this is the whole part of this is crazy. We're live on Facebook right now, and we're able to turn around and help train and help support each other. Elise has got a great Facebook group. I'll leave it with you, or I'll bring it up here. You know, Jim Ziegler's got his group, and I don't have a Facebook group. I have Automotive Internet Sales, but I'm all about sharing information, you know, so the information should be free. Execution implementation is the hard part. So let's start with what's over here, but as you guys, if you've got other things you want to add, yeah, give me some likes. Throw some likes, some hearts and all that stuff over there. I got to get my Facebook Live on. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the first one, and I'm going to answer. Hard to get the prospect to answer the phone. Well, at least this is a great one for both of us. It's setting proper expectations. Yes, that's the hardest aspect. 17 years straight I've been doing internet sales and BDC. 17 years straight, and that is my infinite wisdom. The hardest part about this is getting the person on the phone. Fact 1. But fact 2 is that they prefer the phone. AutoTrader, which is a multi-billion-dollar company, a subsidiary of Cox, has even said that people on the internet 9 out of 10 times prefer the phone. That's why there's more phone ups from the internet purchase requests that come through from what? AutoTrader, Cars.com, you know, Car Gurus, because they give you that phone number. But don't get stressed out. I'd say the first thing I would say here is with this one, this is an easy layup to start the conversation, is that yes, it's going to be hard. What we find is a national average at Dealer Synergy is about 11 to 14% connection ratio. So Marcus says, leave a message that draws the attention to you and you want to call you back. Absolutely. Let me just, Marcus, that's very good because there's a lot of notes that are here, so I don't want this to get lost. So I wanted to acknowledge that. I'm going to get back to that in a second. But before we get into it, I want to set proper expectations. Sometimes people think that they're doing something wrong when they don't turn around and have people answer the phones. But Marcus is 1,000%, absolutely correct. If you leave captivating voicemail messages, it gives them a reason to answer the phone. And Elise is the YouTube diva, so just like you can Google her. So Elise is the YouTube diva. She's going to say something with video emails. I don't want to speak for her, but again, one of the things I see Elise train about is if you give, if you send somebody a video email, that might turn around and differentiate yourself. And if you have a proper call to action in that video email, it might turn around and make the response via phone better if it's correlated. But my thing is this, I disagree slightly with some people out there. I don't know what Elisa's current stance is, but for me, I don't want my internet team to start with video emails. My rule at Dealer Synergy is I believe in 1,000% video emails once communication's been established. Even if the prospect responds back and says email me only, I'm totally okay with that. But once they submit the first leads, I mean, you guys have got over 1,100 leads. So 1,100 leads is just not. Yeah, I love it. Elise says right here, in a voicemail, I set the expectation that I will continue to follow up. I agree. But to go back, if you have 1,100 leads, to stop and do a video email, I'd rather turn around and save my video emails. Unless you have video templates that, dealer video production has done or something like that, I personally only want to use them if it is some type of contact. Doesn't mean it's the right way, it's just our way. Now I'm going to go back. Jared McGreevy said something really quick over here. He said, keep the message short and engaging. Leave yourself messages and ask yourself, would you want to respond to it? All right, you know what I'm going to do since everybody's jumping on the voicemail thing? All right, see, this is great. This is where I wasn't going to go before. Okay, what I would say with voicemails is I have like a library of email templates, as I know Elise does and a lot of people do, but I believe in having a library of voicemail scripts. I don't think it's good to just have one voicemail or your usual over and over and over again. Just like you have a diversified library of email templates and email scripts theoretically, you should have a voicemail strategy. And if you think about it, why do we have a diversified library of email strategies? Not only to receive TOMA, top of mind awareness, but because there's different situations. Not everything is going to resonate and be of value to every single person. So you want to create an arsenal of different voicemail strategies. But I know that I like the fact to be able to correlate the voicemail strategy with setting expectations, letting them know what to look forward to. I actually like to use voicemail messages to let them know. I always say on the voicemail message, me personally, hey, this is Sean Bradley. I'm calling from Chronic Chevrolet. I was responding to a purchase request. I got some amazing news for you. I would love to be able to share that with you. We could either let me know the best time and number to reach you at, or we could even set up an Apple FaceTime or Skype. I love to try to escalate, me personally, I try to escalate as quickly as possible to a live meeting like this through Apple FaceTime or Skype session. And again, it's also something that's going to differentiate. Let me read all these freaking notes because they're phenomenal. Elise says, in a voicemail, set the expectation that we'll continue to follow up. Follow up by a video. Okay, that's definitely. So, okay. Because this is where we differ. Doesn't mean I'm wrong or you're wrong. It's just different philosophy here. If you've got a team that's got 1,100 leads, you really want them to stop and do a video email for every single one of those prospects? Build out funnels. Okay, followed by a video of email. So if I'm understanding that, Elise, what you're saying here is that you could build out video emails that are like video email templates. But if I'm understanding that, is that right? Because that could be done theoretically. You could actually create a library of video email templates. Because again, if you're think about it, the email template, the video email template goes through your CRM. So there's going to be text that says, "Hey, Elise, this is Sean Bradley from Chronic Chevrolet. I have this personal video message for you," or something like that. So you can almost give the perception or the illusion that it's custom. If that's what I'm understanding. At least I lost her for a second here, but I want to find out. if that's what she's thinking, because that I would accept. That makes sense to me. If you guys created a library of video email templates and, you know, like she says, map out the video, the email template funnel with videos, I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is stopping the chain because the majority of the emails won't get opened. Does that make sense? Okay. So does that make sense to everybody here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's go through this. Jared, 100%. Not everyone responds to the same thing. You have to have different messages that may engage them. Use them to track them, see how they perform. Do you get responses? Yes, this is really good. So what Jared just said is I agree 100% as well, is that, and he should get a star. You guys should turn on and like his stuff, all right, is that if you should track these, and this is for the internet sales managers here, your director's not here right now, but all the things that you do, since it's digital, it can be tracked. Your email templates, your voicemail scripts, you could track the effectiveness, whether you tag them with an 800 call tracking number or you track them just, you know, manually, but you definitely want to just keep sending stuff out that doesn't work. Does that make sense? Cut out the crap that doesn't work, cut the fat, and then perpetuate the things that do work. Okay, and then he said, yes, your video emails can be special for one person. Yes, yes, they have to be less yes, I agree. Okay, so me and Elise are definitely on the same pace. Okay, Bomb can shoot a video and send it in under a minute. Okay, that's good. I agree. Elise is really good at this whole Bomb thing. I told Alan about it. So Elise, you should follow up with Alan on that. Just the Bomb stuff, though. Just kidding. All right, so now I do like that. Okay, let's go through. Again, it's hard to get the person on the phone. So what we want to do, to me, and here's something that I didn't hear anybody say yet, it's value. That's the other thing in this. If people turn around and believe, can I have the Facebook audience, do you guys agree that time is money? Yes or no? If you agree if time is money, press the like button or the screen or whatever it is. Okay, and for you guys, do you believe time is money?
Yes.
Louder?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They said absolutely. So if that's the case, then what you want to be able to do, in my opinion, is give them reason to spend their money with you. Even if that money is their time money. You know what I'm saying? Their currency is time. So if you want to turn around and get them to answer your phone, and if you want them to actually eventually come in, you've got to provide value right from the door. So the first email template that I'm sending out, or email that I'm sending out, and even the first voice message, I'm going to try to articulate as best as possible what is different and better about us. Give them reasons, both in email, in text, in chat, on the voicemail. Give them reasons to spend their money, their time money with you. So everybody's saying yes to time is money. So that's what I would say, guys. Day, first and foremost, you don't want to stress out about people not answering the phone. Obviously, you want them to go on there. And I don't know anybody else that does this. At least I'm not sure if you do this, but you know, we have a benchmark that we live religiously at Dealer Synergy, the 11 to 14%. And then we track that amongst thousands and thousands and thousands of prospects, okay? Like literally on a monthly basis. We're looking for a minimum of an 11 to 14% connection ratio. That means that if we make them make 120 outbound calls, these people don't do product presentations, demo drives, deliveries. My 2 internet sales managers do, but my 5 BDC coordinators or internet sales coordinators, they do not do product presentation, demo drive, delivery. So in an 8-hour day, they should be able to make easily, and I do it through my Power Hour video, 120 outbound calls. So we have a minimum of a 14 to 17 conversations in a day, where they're going to make 4 to 6 appointments a day minimum. These are not maximums. These are minimum expectations of excellence. So that's that one. Okay, let's go to have here or pushback point or stress point. They don't want to set a specific appointment time. Okay, well, who said that one here?
A couple of us.
Okay, so I'm gonna volunteer since you're right here. So how do you, okay, you're not, anybody volunteer? Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot, because she said, she gets one to get out of jail free. So how do you make the appointment? So again, because I think you were one that said that it was difficult, follow me, it was difficult to get them to lock in at a certain time. The question is, they don't want to set a specific appointment time. So when you get to that point in the deal percentage process, you say, perfect, when's the best time for you to come in today in the afternoon, evening? What do they say?
Oh, they said, you know what, I'm very busy. I don't have a specific time to tell you right now, so I'm just going to swing by.
Okay, and then what's your response?
Well, we want to make sure, you know, you're not just walking around in the parking lot or just, you know, we don't want to waste your time. We definitely want to be, you know, have somebody out there with you. So at the time you arrive, you know, you don't waste your time pretty much. So we want to know like a specific time, like at least, you know, from 1 hour to another to set a time.
Okay,
So
here's the thing though, and anybody else have anything else they want to add to that? All right, so I'm going to again is, when they try to make the appointment after they go to the process, and our people don't just turn around and just say, when's the best time for you to come in? Like, we have a road to the appointment process. So we've gone through almost like you have a road to the sale, and still there are people that it's going to happen where they're going to say, I might come in at this time, might come in at that time. What I feel is that we haven't built enough value for them to come in. I personally believe that, because if we built enough value, it's about the money thing. It's the same thing. It's like if you want full list, you better have built value, or you catch somebody sleeping. They're not paying attention. But that's not how to do business. You want to turn around and provide like an extreme amount of value. You want to exceed their expectations. All you can do is like I like what you started with, Nancy, is by going over saying like why the reasons are, but they can't be weak. You all have to have like things to say in your arsenal sorry, phone call. That way it supports, follow me, that way it supports, what you're trying to do. So again, if I say, listen, I need you to make an appointment at this time and this time, if they say, well, I'm not really sure, and you don't have something really intelligent to say, really specific to say, then again, it's really not that big a deal. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Again, if you don't have something that's really powerful, that's going to invoke some type of emotion, and I see a bunch of notes, so I'm going to read all these in a second, but here's what I would say, because for your store, you've got dedicated internet sales managers. So to me, they're not like the regular showroom sales team by far. So I'm not going to say it like this, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to kind of give you the whole feeling. That's one of the benefits that you could say. Listen, Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer, I want to set this appointment with you because our department only works with internet customers like yourself. We have a whole special process on how we deal with it. You're not going to deal with a conventional salesperson from the showroom, because sometimes it takes days, weeks, or months for us to do the follow-up. You don't want to just come in and just find some available salesperson that is not briefed on all your questions, and your time is important, and we respect that. So what we do is you will be actually working with a manager, one of our internet sales managers that are dedicated to working with internet customers only. They will have all the information that's ready, etc. So again, that's not going to work for everybody, but logic sense will be like, okay, wow, do I really want to go through the traditional stereotypical experience or deal with a regular salesperson that's just available? Or do I want to deal with somebody that understands my wants, wishes, expectations? They understand stuff so I don't have to start from scratch again, right? The other thing that you can do, and I'm going to start reading a bunch of stuff, I promise. The other thing you want to do is create urgency. What did I say to you guys before we went live? Jesus Christ, it's freaking the end of the year. It's Christmas time right now. I would turn around and use that right there. I would use it in a positive way and a slight scary way, but not really scary. I would say, listen, again, Karen, let's say Karen's the prospect. Karen, I gotta tell you right now, I could totally appreciate that you might not know what time is absolute best for you. Let me assure you that this is first and foremost the best time to buy a vehicle. It's the end of the year. We have a huge clearance because, again, we're trying to close out the year. It's the end of the month, yada, yada, yada. But on top of that, it's crazy, it's crazy busy here. We sell a ton of cars. We want to make sure that you get the attention that you want and you need. And I want to make sure that, again, you get all the current incentives and all that stuff. Again, I'm not giving you the actual work track. I'm trying to give you the feeling right here. I want to talk about why it's urgent. Again, if you all out there are just waiting for the customer to just drop a bunch of money on your plate as a commission, then you're in the wrong game. I mean, this is not bank robbery. I mean, this is sales. We got to work for it. You've got to create urgency and create excitement, and you've got major thing. It's the holiday sale. It is the Rudolph sale. It is the end of the year sale. It's the liquidation inventory sale. Again, it's going to be crazy. You ever see Black Friday? I'm not saying that somebody's going to turn around and kick you in the throat and tackle you for, a test drive. I'm kidding. I would never say that. But you get what I'm saying? Have some fun with them. Let them know that you want to give them a concierge experience. This is first class from the beginning to the very end. Let me read all this stuff because people are typing away furiously. Making a lot of calls is a key, but what I'm more important is knowing what to say when you get on the person on the phone. Absolutely. I understand we can get pretty busy here. This is a word track from Elise. I understand we can get pretty busy here. Let's set up a 10th of the time you think you may be able to drop in. That way, if you do pop in, you're not waiting on us. We are waiting on you. Worst case scenario. If you don't make it, we can reconnect and reschedule. Very good. Great word track on that one. First, they need to sound confident in what they're saying. Jared, that's exactly what I said before. So again, Jared hit on the first part of it. If you are not sure why they should come in at that time, then why should they come in? It's like anything else. If you're not sure why they should buy a car, then why should they buy a car? So it's about the confidence. Second, Mr. Mrs. Customer, we know your time is valuable and we respect that. I want to provide you the best experience possible, and by setting a VIP reservation, I can have someone set to assist and make your visit with us quick and efficient. What time works best for you? Boom, boom, boom. These are good. Jared says he likes the VIP reservation or something similar. Been testing it versus appointment and have been getting better response. Okay, that's good. Elise said, doesn't that throw the floor person under the bus? Here's the thing, Elise. I'm consulting for this particular store right here, and without putting all their information on Facebook, this is a self-contained entity right here. Unfortunately, it's not the proper way, and this is not the way that a lot of our Dealer Synergy clients work. But for us over here, it is a complete different level of expectation. The internet staff is 10 times more trained, more held accountable, and more proficient than anybody else is. True to be that. Now, so Christian said, you don't want to deal with smokes. No, here's the thing, guys. Come on. Here's the thing. If it's special, it's not just that. In this particular circumstance, I'm going to be honest, I don't want them even touching anything near the showroom because they're not going to perpetuate that. What you don't want to ever have happen is, and this is important, we're talking about this right now, is you guys spend days, weeks, or months in follow-up, in conversation, and setting that expectation, and then it's anticlimactic. Watch this. Keep it real. Has this happened to you before, that you get decimated by the showroom or get thrown under the bus by the showroom?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely, yes, definitely.
Okay, so that's why that we're doing this. But we are legitimately just turning around and making sure that they don't get their head chopped off. They'll say that vehicle is definitely available, not saying it's in stock. Salesperson will turn around and say to people, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. That car hasn't been here for weeks. I mean, just stuff like that. It's insane. So, no, there is a disconnect. What needs to happen is that this needs to be almost like an Olympic relay race, in my opinion, that from the whole step of the way, but especially the handoff. You've got to make sure that especially if you have a BDC or call center, that the way that the prospect turns around and is treated all the way for the days, weeks, months before the appointment show needs to be not only the same thing, but even more so because they're in the house. They're here. You want to perpetuate the momentum. You don't want it to be anticlimactic. You don't want it to be different. You don't want it to be destroyed. And you damn sure don't want this. Salesperson, customer in showroom. And you're starting from scratch. So that's the first thing. But then to turn around and add on to that, I want to make sure that we're on the same page. It's about perception. We are on stage. Do you really believe in Iron Man and Batman? They're not real. They're not real. Okay? So what I'm saying, the point here is that movies are movies. We're on stage. I want to give people the perception, not the illusion, not the deception, not with a D, the perception that by going through the internet, it is going to be even more special. It's going to be the velvet ropes and the harps and all that stuff. They're in the VIP. This is what Jared was saying. He said the VIP reservation. If everything was the VIP, then we wouldn't all want to be the VIP. It's all basic. There's a caste system to this. So what we're trying to do is differentiate ourselves. We're trying to articulate what is different and better and set proper expectations of excellence that they're going to have. Does that mean that the showrooms normally are crazy and can't handle it? Not at all. But guess what? For this department, they're working as a silo, not full integration. And that's a whole nother subject.
I think the whole management, being passed off to a manager, a lot of people want to deal with a manager. They don't specifically want to deal with a salesperson. So when you say, internet sales manager, you're going to be working with them, it kind of builds that value to the customer as if they're important, instead of, oh, I'm just another number that they want to try and hit.
No, absolutely. I love that. 100%. You know what I mean? So again, people respond to people of authority. That's why people ask for people's managers and stuff. So again, boom, we're giving it to them without even asking. I love it. I'm a huge Batman fan, by the way, too. All right, so they don't want to set specific appointments. It's great stuff. The next one is they want to get real specific on the car, especially the truck shoppers. Now, who said that?
I did.
Okay, so here's the thing. I would turn around and say that, yes, I think that, that some people definitely want to talk about the vehicle, but this has to do with training, in my opinion. You cannot focus on the car, and I'm going to explain standards that are unequivocally righteous, and I'm sure Elise knows these as well. First and foremost, over 80% of people that submit a purchase request are going to buy something different. Over 80% of people that submit a purchase request are going to buy something different, either upside down in their trade, their credit is banged up, they can't afford it, don't want to afford the down payment, monthly payment, etc. The vehicle's not available, or they're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, whatever, they're crazy. You know what I mean? So again, or they just change their mind. So that's first. So if I'm going to focus on the car, it just doesn't make sense because they're probably not going to be buying that particular exact vehicle right there. Next, Automotive has said this and it's validated. 46 to 48% of people that submit a new car purchase request buy used cars. 22% of people that submit a used car purchase request are going to buy a new car. And all that put together, the reality is this. The rules of engagement are to get them into the dealership. Email sells the phone call sells the appointment builds the relationship, product presentation, demo drive, and delivery. That makes sense? So now, what I would say is this, but you guys should be. Now, with that, I'm not saying so what about the vehicle. I firmly believe that my internet department, besides being Bradley On Demand certified for all the training and processes and that stuff, you should be product certified. That shouldn't be your first thing, but you should absolutely be product certified. You should be OEM certified as a sales consultant, and you should have the same responsibilities because none of you here are mindless, people. You're not just telemarketers. You are highly trained phone sales professionals, and hence the word sales professional. So the more that you know about the product, the better you can be. But you know what? You mentioned trucks. I hate trucks. I used to average 30 cars a month, and trucks weren't a lot of them. You know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with that. That's why we have the infrastructure of the internet sales manager and the other internet sales manager and the internet director that's in the room with you at all times. So guys, when the two internet sales managers are not doing a product presentation, demo drive, delivery, they are basically in that department working, doing proactive and reactive TOs. My internet sales managers do not take any floor ups whatsoever. They live and die in this department right here. Now, that's why our rule is not to turn around and really try to stress. Your job is to try to do the road to the appointment process like a salesperson is going to do their road to the sales process. And once you get to the point where you can't handle it, it's an automatic TO. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like on the showroom floor, when you sold cars, if you can't spot the deal, what do?
TO.
There you go. So you shouldn't be getting involved. And even your internet director, Alan, said that you guys spend a little bit too much time focusing on the car. You guys know it, you know what I mean? It's because you're trying to be nice. You're trying to turn on and answer all the questions. This is not QVC. It's not the Home Shopping Network. It's not the Weather Channel. It's not the Horoscope Channel. You are selling them, right? It has to do with strategy and focus, Okay. Now, if you guys have anything you want to do about anything the audience wants to add in about, customers want to speak about specific vehicle options, etc., please feel free to jump in right now. I'm curious what you guys have to say. All right, now let's go through here. They want to know what the down payment is. Hold on. The drive. Okay, can't decide when the best time to come in. That's kind of similar to what we said before. So we're going to skip that one. Can't decide when the best time to come in is. Okay, they want the drive it out price. Here we go. They want the drive it out price. Out the door. Now, who said that one? Okay, so one of you guys, anyone, you can just jump in with me. So the reality is that, give me a scenario when. Like when you go for the appointment, they say, okay, before I come in, I want the bottom line price. So go to set the appointment with me. Say, Sean, when's the best time for you to come in today?
So, Sean, when is the best time for you to come in today?
Well, you know what? I definitely want to come in, but I want the out-the-door price before I come in. What do you normally say?
Well, normally, I would just let them know the taxes would be based on where they come from, and other than that, I wouldn't be able to give them a drive-out price myself. I would have to refer it to my sales team.
Okay, so here's the thing, and how do you set it over to the sales team?
Well.
Exactly. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I want you to do. Can you do me a favor? Can you hold this on to me right here because I want them to see this really quick. I'm going to get a piece of paper. I'm going to show you what I teach, which they're apparently not doing. Grr. All right. So we're going to get this piece of paper right here. What I'm going to do is we're going to go old school. Okay. We're going to go old school right here. This piece of paper. Right. Okay. Yes.
squares.
Okay, good. Okay, so what I'm going to do, wait a minute, let me just do this real quick. So again, I'm going to go Jim Ziegler on you. Just kidding. All right, so we're going to go old school. So this is a 4 square. What I would say, if I'm a coordinator, right?
Okay.
And let's just turn around and say that you are the, I'm sorry, you're the coordinator, and and I'm the regular rep that we just did before. I wouldn't really feel comfortable with what you said just now. You know what I mean? Like
I don't
it's a
feel
little
comfortable saying
good. She says she doesn't feel comfortable saying it. So now let's switch roles. Now if I'm the coordinator, here's how it's going to go. Now watch, do the same exact scenario. I'm going to ask you when's the best time for you to come in and say I want the out-the-door price.
Okay.
When's the best time for you to come in today, in the afternoon, evening?
Well, I really need to drive out price before I talk about coming in.
Perfect. Amen. The first thing you want to remember is you don't want to tell them no. You don't want to turn around and stall them and say, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to do that. You always want to say, not a problem, or absolutely, I can do that for you, I can get that for you, whatever. So I would like to start to say this, not a problem, I can absolutely help get you to that bottom line out the door price. But first, I need to ask you a couple questions. Fair enough?
Okay.
She said yes. All right. First thing I'm going to go into right here is I'm going to just make sure that I'm on the right section. So this is the vehicle of interest. So I'm going to turn around in the vehicle of interest and make sure that we're on the right vehicle. This is basically just me kind of going through the process. I should have already started this anyway, but I'm kind of just training at the last minute here. So I'm going to go through the vehicle, making sure, okay, so it's definitely, this is the vehicle that you're interested in, the options as we discussed, everything, correct?
Yes.
Okay, now here's where it's going to get interesting. I'm going to go into the trade. Okay, I'm going to ask you the trade. I'm going to say, okay, what kind of car are you going to be trading in? And it be difficult to say, why do you want to know that?
Why you want to know what I'm trading in?
No, fair enough, because you just said to me, right over here, fair, that's a great question, but you said you want the bottom line out the door price. I need to know what kind of trade you have for several reasons. One, there might be conquest money, which means depending on what kind of vehicle you have, now even if you don't decide to trade it in, I might be able to, have extra money from the manufacturer for conquest money. Second of all, depending, if you're in a lease, there might be an early lease termination, so there might be myriad of different things. As a matter of fact, I'm going to ask you a couple other questions too, so I want to give you a forewarning. For example, are you a recent college grad or whatever it is? You want to turn around and ask them about the trade. Why? 75% of all car deals involve a trade. A trade is one of the best ways that you could get somebody in, because if you start telling me that, if you start telling me the information, the miles, the condition, the this, the that, I'm going to start changing tactics. I'm going to be like, wow, that sounds like a perfect vehicle. Isn't it in that good condition? Really? I actually, if it's in the condition that you say it's in, we might even be able to get you more for your trade than it's worth. Now think about it. Now I'm taking them off of just a little bit of the actual bottom line price. I'm not trying to evade them, but now I want them thinking, wow, they might be able to get me more for my trade. And honestly, if you think about it, if they want the out-the-door price, we need to know those trade barrels, because again, the way that it works for the tax break savings, if it's a finance, whatever the vehicle is, we deduct the trade-in value off of what the price of the vehicle is. They don't get taxed on the whole thing. They only get taxed on the difference. So there's legitimate reasons to identify this. I just gave you 4 or 5 different reasons. From what? The rebates, the conquest money, the tax break savings, etc., and the psychological point of trying to turn around and get you excited about that. Here's another thing, and this I learned from Jim Ziegler, which I knew, but he reiterated this. Now for this, the down payment. Now, ma'am, I'm going to tell you right now, again, the banks don't make you put this down, but the banks suggest. They recommend that you put 20% down. Why? And as Jim would tell you, if you put 20% down, it's almost like a full tier, rate drop. So again, if you're tier 1 or what have you, again, if you put 20% down, what happens? It will definitely get you a better rate. Do you understand that? Okay, this is not the word track. This is like I'm training you guys on this one. So again, I want to turn on and identify how much she's putting down. So now what I'm doing is I'm getting this information here within like a couple minutes, and all I'm going to do is, this can't work. I don't want to have people call people back, but if I have my internet sales managers in that room, or I have my internet director in that room, or a sales manager in that room, I'm going to qualify her. Remember, I just already spent all this time going through my road to the appointment process. I built the rapport, I built value. She just wants the bottom line price before she comes in. All I want to be able to do is basically get all this information and then do an instant TO. Boom. I'm going to turn around and pull my internet sales manager into it. And I'm going to say this, not a problem. Give me 1 second so I can get that information for you. Here's the reason. Now, depending on what dealership you're at, or even this store, the day of the week it is, depending, some people might turn around and give the bottom line price there, or they might not, and they might turn around and use the trade as a hook in, or they might use another part of the qualification to get them into the dealership with logic, okay? So that's why I don't want you guys to just do price quotes or just turn around and stress out. If somebody wants the bottom line price, don't push back, say, not a problem, I could get that for you. Okay, not a problem, I could get that for you, but I need to ask you a couple questions first. Then you engage this. This is not rocket science. This is not there. Don't be afraid of your BDC reps, your appointment setters, to ask basic questions. As long as you don't overstep and start asking crazy questions. I didn't ask that much stuff, right? Then what you're trying to do is set this up for your manager. A manager should look at this, and if there's nothing on here, then I know, oh my God, I got a hard ass on the phone that doesn't want to give me anything. They just want the bottom line price, so I know how to handle it. Or if I got somebody that actually gives me one or all of these pieces, you might not get any of this stuff, but that's the proper way to set up for a TO. It should not be your problem to ever deal with, as an appointment setter, the bottom line price. It should be coming from the internet sales managers or the internet directors. Let's see what everybody else is saying over here.
Blowing you up.
Yeah. All right, good. All right, so let's go over here. I'm just going to kind of go in.
We used to use that trade hook at another dealership.
Here we go. Wait a minute. So I got Jared said, pending the drive-off lot price is within a range you are looking for, what time today is best for you to stop in, now or later today? Okay, good. Okay, and so that's just one. All right, so yeah, that. Do you have something else?
The trade hook really, at the last dealership I was with, we used transitional vehicles or even a student vehicle
Yes.
as a trade hook, and that I saw great improvement in my appointments shown just using those trade hooks to get people in. So, Foursquare, getting some information on the trade could definitely help.
Yeah, and by the way, so for my dealer synergy clients that are looking at this, in the Bradley On Demand, we actually have, our phone process. I have right here, the trade hook is in here, just so you guys, I don't know if you guys even knew that, but we have it. I actually worked on this with Tony Ann from the Atlantic Auto Group. So in the inbound process, okay, I think it's the alternate, it's the outbound process right here. So we actually, the outbound process alternate is the trade hook. And when we go through, we've got all of them too. It's the transition car, the student car, commuter car, the alternative. Mm-hmm. So again, we have the same thing. So the trade hook is really, really powerful, and I definitely recommend that you guys, use it. I'm glad that you know about that too, but at least you now know it's right here. So when you go to the Bradley On Demand, it's under the phone process. So we've got the regular outbound process. We got the objections, rebuttals. Now, anybody else over here have any other questions about that? All right, good. So then we're going to go to the next one. Okay, so we are going to want to drop. Okay, they want to know what the down payment is. They want to know what the down payment is. It's the same thing about what the down payment is. Again, this is simple. So again, whether they're prime credit or subprime credit, again, there's certain things that you should not be talking about on the phone without, a credit, app and having a finance manager, because there's a lot of laws, and if you're not a finance manager, or you don't want to mess things up and compromise your dealership and put them at risk for a fine or, doing things. Because if you give somebody an actual, I didn't even talk about this before, I don't want to go into a whole legal session here, but if you give somebody a payment, it's got to be a full disclosure as far as what that payment's on. You got to turn around and tie it to a vehicle, VIN number, etc. The terms, this, and you can't do that unless you have them, in my opinion, at the dealership and you're doing the full, credit check and you're doing it the right way. You can't give half-ass, price quotes. So again, you're not equipped to give at this dealership price quotes over the phone, but you could give logic and strategy. Same thing with down payment. Down payment's going to be subject to your credit approval and what bank we're working with and what program we're working with, etc. The only thing I will say, which is 100% legal, is what I mentioned before, is the banks recommend. They don't require, but the banks recommend that you put 20% down because that will ensure that you have the best possible rate if you do so. Make sense? Now, they want to drive out price. Okay, they're just looking. This is classic. I mean, this is like ColecoVision and Atari. Are you kidding me? They're just looking. So you're calling an internet prospect, and again, what I would, to somebody, you know what? That is totally awesome. That's what we do here. We are not just here to sell you the cars. We are here to be your concierge. We're here to be your consultant. And what you got to remember, folks, is that most of the lead source providers, right? They don't say click here for expert advice, click here for automotive concierge. They say click here for price quote. So again, what you want to be able to do, if you catch someone that says that they're just looking, say not a problem, that's what we specialize in, is helping you make an educated buying decision. We can help you with every aspect of the research part of it to find out what vehicle is best for you, and your family, your situation, what vehicle is best for your budget, etc. We have several different ways that we can do that. We could do that remotely, we could do that online, we could do that. But I recommend one of the best ways to do that is to actually come into the dealership so we could do a full product presentation demo drive. Listen, leave your bank book at home. You don't have to buy the vehicle. Again, we know that this is a very large purchase. We don't expect everybody to buy a vehicle the first time they call us or email us. So there's no expectations. Just come in and allow us to do a full, features and benefit presentation. And as a matter of fact, it's one of my favorite ones for Facebook out there. One of the things I love to say is, and this is crazy, this gets a lot of people curious. I've done this before, dealership after dealership. I'll say, listen, if you really want to research the vehicle, make sure that this is the right vehicle for you. If we are a single point Chevy dealership here, and you're thinking about, let's just say, a Honda Accord, I am so sure that my Malibu is better than the Honda Accord in this example, that let's have you come in here. We'll kill two birds with one stone. One, we could do a full features and benefits product presentation and a demo drive. However, we will actually take you to the local Honda dealership, and I'll park my Malibu side by side with their Accord, and I will turn around and allow you to turn around and compare them side by side. That's better than any website. I've done this before, folks, and it's crazy. Okay, Chris Campbell says, I don't want to come down there and waste my time. Don't know if you've covered that already. Okay, no, not yet. Let's put that on hold. Let's finish this one up, okay? So I don't want to come out there. Let me just hold that for a second.
We usually go with credit.
Which way?
Hold it that way. Just, okay.
When they tell you they'll.
So read that. What does it say? I don't.
I don't want to come down there and waste my time.
That's credit issues.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so he wrote. Now I need, Chris, I need you to turn around and. Okay, Jennifer just said to me that on my system I have a great section for just looking. Thank you very much. So on Bradley on Demand, really quick, they're also, guys, that's a good point. Thanks, Jennifer. So on here, under showroom, there's a whole section on so under showroom sales right here, I got a section under, I'm not sure what it is, for just looking, but it's in this section over here. So now, let's go to Chris. He says, I don't want to come down there and waste my time. Don't know. Okay. So Campbell, can you elaborate a little bit more? Now, again, that sounds like a situation or not, but again, the way I would handle a credit customer saying that is a little bit different than a new car person. So until you turn around and tell me which example you're talking about, Christopher, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to start with special finance, which I love. Okay, somebody says to you, because that's perfectly normal, listen, I don't want to come all the way down there and waste my time. I would turn around and say one of the following things. Let's just turn around and say to Chris, let me just pretend I'm talking to you. Chris, listen, it sounds like you had a bad experience somewhere before. I would start there because it sounds like it literally sounds like somebody had a bad experience before. That's where they're all hypersensitive and stuff. Like they got kicked, right? So I would turn around and that's a dog I got kicked, by the way, my impression. So I would turn around and I would just start like that. So Chris, it sounds like you had a bad experience before. Is that correct? And if he's not sarcastic, I'm gonna say, yeah, I did. I got crushed last time. Well, tell me about what happened. And I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. Let me assure you, we don't do business like that. So again, hear the word track. The word track is, it sounds like you had a bad experience before. Am I right? Yeah, actually I did. Well, tell me about it. Be empathetic. Be sympathetic. Ask them questions. I don't know if you know this, but there's an actual way of selling. There's something called the Socratic selling method. It's selling by asking questions. So what we want to be able to do is we want to make sure that we're constantly asking questions to further qualify. Does that make sense, team? So if he's going to tell me what happened, I'm going to try to probe and find out what happened and just assure him, look, that's not how we do business. Now, let me share with you what we do. And I would explain to them that we work with a nationwide network of banks and lending institutions that have different credit situations, different programs for different credit situations. Again, we have one of the highest approvals, count in our state, blah, 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 blah. In addition to that, I would also say, look, I understand there might be a little trust factor here. I don't know if you ever had a salesperson say this to you or a manager say this to you, but if it's okay with you, I'd be more than happy to send you references. That's right, references. I could send you, think about that, you like that? Right? Think about it. I could turn around and send you names, phone numbers, and email addresses of people that I've purchased, that have purchased vehicles from me, and they will be able to tell you what it was like before, during, and more importantly, after the sale. They'll tell you how committed I am to your success, Chris. They'll tell you how I helped them get the absolute best vehicle, the best interest rate, and I helped them not only after they got the vehicle, but, not to get the vehicle, but after they got the vehicle, they could call me 24/7 whenever. Now, again, all you could do is provide them with, what you do, what you don't do, and then you got to use logic. So listen, again, it sounds like you had a bad experience before. I got to tell you right now, unless you're in here and you're meeting with one of our bank representatives, there's no way legally and ethically I could tell you what your bottom line is. Think about it. Again, with all the identity theft, this theft, and all that stuff, I could give you ranges all day long, but you're not wasting your time. That's like you turn on and calling the bank and saying you want a loan, but you don't waste your time. It's the same thing. We work with the banks directly. So again, this is just a logic thing, but people, you got to look at the root. Why are they saying that? I don't want to waste my time. Obviously, somebody wasted their time before. Somebody abused them before, right? So what you've got to do is let them know that you're an ally and that you're a professional. But you cannot lie to them and say, look, I want to stop the cycle of abuse that you've had before, of people lying to you, telling you what you want to hear. I don't mind working for you. Just let me help you. And one line that a lot of my clients like is this one, is listen, all I'm asking for, Chris, is 1%, just 1% of your trust, and I'll earn the other 99%. But done. Now, we've got Mr. and Mrs. Customer, I could appreciate you don't want to come in and waste your time, and trust me, I don't want to be here all day, and I'm paid to be. Okay, and I'm paid to be. Okay, let's do this. Come in and allow me to show you all I have to offer. And worst case scenario, if I'm unable to put a deal together to your satisfaction, I will put up $25 in fuel, so it's not a wasted trip. I'm not here to earn your. I'm not here to not earn your business. So there is a deal to be made. I will make it. But then I lost him. All right. So no, this is really strong. What I got out of all of this stuff is that again, certain dealerships could give gas cards or give them that little insurance. Because if people think that it might be a waste of their time, again, that is a good thing for some dealers, but some dealers don't want to give gas cards for people that show up. But if your dealer allows it, I love that. Absolutely. I'll give you a gas card. Good. That's the stuff I used to overcome objections and get people in. Okay, good. Okay, Christopher, I thought I'd be bringing you in here to waste your time. If I thought I'd be bringing you in here to waste your time, then I'd be signing up to waste my time. Now, I'm certainly not here to waste my time, so with that in mind, what time is best for you to stop in? Chris, I like that a little bit. I like where you're going with that. I just want to stay away from the things personally about me. It's not about me. That's what salespeople say. You got to remember, especially if you're on the phone, these people can't see you. They can't see that you're a professional. They can't turn around and see that you are nice, you're kind, you're sincere. They can only see you by what you sound like and what you say. Words become things. So I don't want it to be anywhere about me. Who cares if you want to waste your time or not? Maybe you're a dope. I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying maybe you are. You know what I mean? So again, what you want to do is not include yourself. You want to throw yourself about them. You are serving them. You know what I mean? So again, I know why you said that. You're saying it's logical. Like I wouldn't want to waste my time. So I'm not saying you're wrong. I just think that there's better things in your vocabulary you could say that don't focus on you at all. Because honestly, I am here to waste my time. I am. If that makes it that I can't turn around and sell a car to you, but I treated you with respect, I stayed later, you might turn around and give me a referral, a month later, 2 months later. So I am, as a salesperson, my time is all that I am giving these people. And they're paying me for my time, right? They might not all pay you up front because they might not be qualified or ready to buy that second. So I don't want to ever let them think that I'm wasting my time. Okay, so Christopher Campbell, if I thought okay, so then it says just for FYI, over the past 9 years, I've only given out 4 tanks of fuel. Okay, yeah, so the person that said that, he's only given like 4 tanks of fuel. So that's not something you have to do all the time, but it's in your arsenal. Man, this is awesome so far. So let's go over and see, what else we've got over here, all right? Okay, so let's go, and we're going to have to wind this down because we were on this thing for a hot minute. Okay, they say they call. Okay, let's see. Just go.
They don't have a way to get here.
Okay, they don't have to get here. That's an easy one. Then we'll pick you up. I believe that every dealership should absolutely offer, they should offer, that to somebody. If somebody doesn't have a way to get here, hell, guys, think about this. Enterprise rental car will pick you up just to rent a damn car. Are you kidding me? So I'm not going to pick you up to turn around and sell you the second largest item ever in your lifetime? Damn Skippy, I will. Absolutely, I will. Shit, I would. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? For sure. Okay. Okay, so next.
Live. Would they go and pick up a customer?
Okay, so yeah, question for you. So you asked it live. You ask them out there.
Okay, world. So if it was you, would you go and pick up a customer? Yes or no?
Okay, not coordinators. I don't want you guys to do that. I'm talking about like the dealership. So whether it's a salesperson, a lot person, or whatever it is. So the question is, can I get some answers here? So if you guys are paying attention, get the Doritos out of your mouth quick. Focus on the question.
Dependent credit qualification.
No. Boo!
I'm just asking. I'm asking.
Okay, look.
I'm asking.
Flag on the field. Flag on the
I'm
field.
asking.
Flag on the field.
Get them off the field.
All right. No, you know why? Because here's the thing is, how are we to prejudge them here?
Yeah.
Because again, if somebody over the phone might say there's no cosigner, there's no down payment, but if you treat them like a rock star, you treat them like a citizen and not treat them like a roach or a bogue or mooch like some people do, they might automatically find the extra $500 and put it on a charge card or get somebody to cosign or whatever.
Well, that's why I threw that out there.
All right, good.
I wanted to.
Okay, so I don't know.
And then refer you to their phone.
Nobody's typing in right there right now. But
Okay.
so the question was, they're being shy right now. They don't want to put themselves out there. All right, so let's go through. We got that. They said they'll call back, but they don't answer. Okay, so here's the thing that I'd say with this. This is the frustration point is this. They say they're going to call back,
No,
or they say,
they tell you.
oh, they tell you to call back. Okay, so they tell me what time to call back, and then they don't answer.
Correct.
All right, so here's what I would do. What I would turn around and do is while I have them on the phone, say, not a problem, just let me know what's the best time. If they tell you, say, let me finish, girls. Say, now they told me at 7 o'clock, say, not a problem, but here's what happens. Sometimes from my experience, when I try to call back, we don't reach each other, we miss each other. So if that's not if we don't make contact the next time you tell me to call you back, when is usually the best time to catch you? Is it in the mornings? Is it in the afternoon? What's the best phone number to reach you on? Or would you prefer to text? Do you see what I'm saying? So what you want to do is get as much information as you can. And sometimes they're like, call me back later, 7 o'clock, bye, and they hang up on you. I get it. But what you want to do is you want to try all the time to get certain things that make your life easy, and always assume that they're not going to be there when they tell you they're going to be there next time to call. You know what I'm saying? So if that's the case, what I want you to, Bill Finicaro, general manager of Toyota dealership in Florida, late to the party, but he's here. Shout out to Bill Finicaro. All right, so so what I would say is, so we're talking about right now the time. I see you here. And we're live on Facebook, and then we're going through. We've gone through a lot of these. Now we're like, they say call me back at a certain time, but they don't answer. So my response is, while you have them on the phone, you want to make sure and say the words. Listen, I understand 7 o'clock. I will do that, but just in case you're not able to make that call and we miss each other for whatever reason, when are you usually available? When's the best time to call you? Because I understand you're busy, and I don't want to ever intrude upon your space or your time. Would it be in the afternoon or evening? And always bait them. Give them 2 options. Don't ever leave it open-ended. Give them 2 options. That's the next thing is this. Also say, just so I'm clear, what's the best way to communicate? Because I don't know if you know this, Mrs. Customer, but we could, not only can we communicate you through text message, but we could even do an Apple FaceTime or Skype. You don't have to be on video, but trial close, people. Ding, 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 trial close. Listen for it. Most of our clients like to see who they're going to be working with. So I just hit them with a sweet trial close there, and I escalated it to a live Apple FaceTime or Skype. Also, try to figure out, maybe it's text message. All right, so when you are engaged with somebody, you can take the guesswork out of it. Until you've established communication and engagement with the prospect, you're throwing everything in the kitchen sink, everything from email, phone call, text message, social media, direct message, Apple, FaceTime, Skype, video, emails. But when you got them on the phone, ask them what they like to consume the most. What is the best way for them to communicate? What's the best time period? And that's the only answer. There is no bottom line. There's no silver bullet, but that's the way to do it. Okay, I don't want to come down and waste my time. Again, let's go back to this one really. Okay, wait a minute. So we got a couple things here. Chris Campbell said, picking up a customer exponentially increases the chance of doing business with them. Absolutely. Jared is a beast, man. Okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Customer, let me ask you, how do you prefer to communicate, via phone call or text message? If I had them on the phone, I'd take it to the text. Jared, let me Beyonce upgrade you too, brother. All right, so check this out. Not just text or email. I said Apple FaceTime or social media direct message. Add that into your word track right there. Because social media is the #1 form of communication, and it's crazy. I got so many people that are Facebook DMing me or Snapchatting me or what have you. So don't assume just because you don't like Facebook or you don't like Twitter or Snapchat that other people aren't crackheads for that medium. Right or wrong?
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, they're junkies. You know, they're strung out. You got too excited on that one. All right, so again, what you want to do is just, I like Jared's word track here, but you want to expand it. This is a little old school because it's not just phone or text or email anymore. It's social media, DMs, direct messages, it's video emails, it's Apple FaceTime and Skypes. Okay, now the one with Chris is, I don't want to come down and waste my time. Again, you need to just further qualify a little bit. Again, remember the Socratic selling method. You sell by questions. You sell by asking questions. What do I mean by that? Simple. Okay, when you say waste time, what about coming down do you think you might waste your time? Well, I don't want to waste my time waiting for a salesperson. So it's not really wasting time. They don't want to just wait around for somebody to be seen. Or I don't want to waste time and not be able to afford the car. So again, to me, it's like a pushback, but it's not really the true objection. You've got to further qualify. You got to dig deep a little bit. Does that make sense? All right, everybody. It's been real in the field. I want everybody to say my BDC team here.
See you guys.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for helping us do a live
day.
Facebook live training session right here. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome.